Am I in the wrong for walking out of my fiancé's engagement dinner after his mom and aunts mocked me for being a nurse? So I called them all spoiled housewives who lived off their husband's money. Posted by you/Drastic Measures 16. My name is Nia. I am 27 years old and I work as a private nurse. I work for a firm that provides care for wealthy families and I make a six-figure salary in my country, which is not the United States. I am proud of what I have accomplished in my career. When I was a teenager, I wanted to be a doctor, but my family could not afford medical school. For a while, I felt disappointed and even ashamed to be just a nurse, but by the time I was 20, I had embraced my profession. My job has allowed me to buy my own house, own a car, travel outside my country, and build a good pension and savings. I know I can raise a family on my income alone. I met Rob, who is 28, during hospital visits. He is in his heart specialty training and is soon to become a heart surgeon. Rob was the one who pursued me, and we fell in love. We started dating, and things were good between us. Rob is smart, hardworking, and ambitious. He comes from a wealthy family, and his parents are well known in our community. Rob's mother, however, has always made passive-aggressive comments about my being a nurse. She would say things like, "Rob, you could have any woman you want, even a doctor," or "Nia is so pretty, but imagine if she were a doctor too." At first, I tried to ignore these remarks, but they started to get under my skin. Rob and I got engaged recently. His parents hosted a big family dinner to celebrate. All of his relatives were there. During dinner, his mom and aunts started joking that a heart surgeon like Rob could marry any female doctor he wanted. Rob defended me. He said, "Nia is very independent and makes a good salary herself. She could take care of a whole family on her own." But his mom kept going. She said, "It's just that, Rob, you're so accomplished. You could have a wife who matches you." One of his aunts added, "Doctors marrying doctors, that's the dream. Nurses are nice, but I had had enough. I respect housewives." But I snapped back. I said, "All of you are gold-digging housewives with no life skills outside raising kids. You live off your husband's money." Some of them started crying and shouting. Rob looked shocked. His father tried to calm everyone down. Rob's mother said, "How dare you speak to us like that in our own home?" I stood up and said, "I will not apologize. I will not sell my self-respect for this family." Rob begged me to apologize and tried to get me to sit down. I said, "I'd rather marry a normal man than a surgeon whose family doesn't respect me." I left the dinner, and Rob followed me outside. He tried to convince me to come back in and apologize, but I refused. I got in a taxi and went home. After that night, Rob kept calling and texting me. He apologized for his mother's behavior and said he tried to silence her, but she wouldn't listen. He said he loved me and wanted to make things work. I told him I didn't see a future with him. I saw a lifetime of taunts and disrespect, and I couldn't ask him to cut off his parents, which he wouldn't do anyway. My own parents said Rob was a good catch and that I should ignore his mother's comments, but I couldn't do it. Money and social status are not everything. I don't want to be looked down on by my in-laws. I explained more in my post. Rob always tried to stop his family's comments when I told him they bothered me. He told me to ignore them, and when he argued with them, they said they were just joking and he shouldn't disrespect his elders. After marriage, we were supposed to move into the house next door to his parents. I realized I would never have peace. He would never cut them off, and I wouldn't ask him to. It was better to end things before we got married. Relevant comments. One commenter wrote, "Girl, you chose you, and I respect that heavy. Like, yeah, love is cute and all, but not when it comes with a side of disrespect from the in-laws buffet. You don't sign up for a lifetime of microaggressions just to be someone's respectable nurse wife when you're already out here thriving. His mom acting like you're some peasant for not being a doctor. Meanwhile, you're out here making six figs, traveling, owning property. Be serious." And Rob might be a sweetheart, but if he can't put his mom on mute when she's coming for your whole existence, then what's the point? You didn't lose a heart surgeon. You dodged a future group chat full of backhanded compliments, and when are you going back to school? Vibes. You're the prize. Always were. Keep the crown on. I replied, "Yeah, and in our culture, family system is strong. So I would be expected to be available daughter-in-law. But that is what scares me. I want a mother-in-law who respects me, not someone who makes my life hell every day. And I love him. It hurts, but I see a dark future. If I get married and have kids, I will be trapped forever." Another commenter said, "So let me get this straight. His mom thinks he can do better than a six-figure earning nurse? Maybe she should consider applying for the role of family drama queen instead." I replied, "I don't want to boast, but I make on par and even better than some non-surgery doctors. But I am a nurse, and that is what bothers her." A third commenter wrote, I can imagine his mom's passive-aggressive comments would drive me nuts too. Like, if she has a problem with you as an engaged woman, what makes her think it'll magically stop after you're married? Some people just don't know when to keep their mouths shut and mind their own business. But hey, at least you stood up for yourself and your hard-earned career. Don't let anyone make you feel less than what you are. Update, 17 days later, April 28th, 2025. I deleted my old account, but I wanted to update everyone. After the dinner, Rob and I met a few days after my original post. He came to my place to talk. My brother was there, but I sent him to another room before Rob arrived. Rob didn't know my brother was there. I just wanted to feel secure. Rob and I both cried. He told me he loved me and wanted to make things work. I told him the only way I could be with him was if we moved far from his parents and I had limited contact with his family, and our future kids did too. Rob said that wasn't possible. He said his family would be a great support system for us. He said he would make a huge amount of money and I could work part-time after we had kids, and he would pay me around my salary to stay home. I told him, my independence is something I value. I will not leave my job. Your mother will not raise my kids. Rob got angry. The discussion became heated. In anger, he slapped me hard and ripped my shirt when he grabbed my arm. I am a tall woman, but he is 6 feet and muscular. I felt weak and scared. I called my brother out. When he saw blood from my nose and my ripped shirt, he lost it and beat Rob badly. I had to stop him. In the end, we called Rob's family, and the police got involved. It was decided that Rob wouldn't press charges against my brother if I didn't press charges against Rob, because it would ruin his career, and I didn't want trouble for my brother. I have a restraining order in process. The relationship is over. My love for Rob vanished with that slap. His mother begged me not to file charges. I never knew Rob was like this before. He never raised a hand to me before. If my brother hadn't been there, I don't know what could have happened. I got cameras installed at home and plan to sell my house and buy one near my parents. This is a finished chapter of my life. I won't date anyone for months. I'm going on a 3-week trip to Europe this summer to heal. Top comments on the update. One commenter wrote, "NTA. Thank heavens you found out how abusive he is. I'm sorry that you were injured. You should file charges. Go scorched earth. Tell him that he can thank his mother." Another said, "Wish your brother hadn't beat him up because your ex deserved criminal charges that would ruin his life. Happy you've left him though." A third added, "You made the right choice, OP. A slap is one too many. Thank God your brother was there to protect you from more harm. Just make sure that you gather evidence about the slap, etc. just in case you need to press charges later. I hope that Rob has no power on your career. Take good care of yourself, OP. Big hugs from Europe, France." Additional context. In my country, the family system is very strong. After marriage, I would have been expected to be an available daughter-in-law, to take part in family gatherings, and to help care for Rob's parents as they aged. Rob's mother and aunts are all housewives, and they live off their husband's money. I have respect for housewives, but I am proud of my career and what I have achieved. I make as much or more than some non-surgery doctors in my country, but Rob's mother always looked down on me because I am a nurse. She never saw me as an equal. Rob always tried to defend me, but he would never stand up to his family in a way that made a difference. He would tell me to ignore their comments, and when he argued with them, they would say he was disrespecting his elders. After marriage, we were supposed to move into the house next door to his parents. I realized I would never have peace. I would always be compared to other women, always be seen as less than, always be expected to put up with their comments. I'm glad my brother was there the day Rob came over. I had asked him to stay because I was nervous about the conversation. I didn't expect Rob to become violent, but I'm thankful I wasn't alone. The restraining order should be finalized soon, and I've already started looking at houses closer to my parents. I want to feel safe again. My trip to Europe is already booked. I'm going to visit France, Italy, and Spain. I need time away from everything to heal and think about my future. This experience has been traumatic, but I know I made the right decision in breaking up with Rob. I deserve respect, both from my partner and from his family. I won't settle for less.